Hello, everyone. Good evening to each and everyone. I am Nilim Sonowal, your personal branding mentor. And today, I am very thrilled to welcome to the fourth episode of my live podcast. Very much grateful to you, to all the audiences who are watching me live at Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thank you, my dear friends, followers, and all the people. Thank you for your overwhelming positive responses in the previous podcast episodes. And because of your support, because of your love and blessings, and with an intention I'm having in my heart to serve you, to help you in your personal and business growth, I have started these live podcast episodes so that I can add some value into your life. My whole purpose is while I am growing myself, also to help you to grow. I try my best to bring the best of the best so that you can get benefited and produce best result in your life. And today I'm inviting our incredible guest Meenakshi Verma. She is a personal emotional mentor. And she is not just personal emotional mentor, she is also author of the book Unmarked to Evolve. And she is on a mission. She is on a mission to help she's on a mission to help people to break free from the toughest parts of their past and step into their full potential. Meenakshi's approach is very powerful and unique. She unmarks the different layers of low self-image issues, self-doubts, and many other things that actually hold hold us back to progress in our life. And when you remove this mask, you just don't feel better. You unlock a whole new level of growth and evolution in your lives. And tonight Meenakshi is going to share some real actionable tips on how you can transform these thoughts and build a mindset that is strong, emotionally intelligent, and ready to thrive. Not just emotionally, but physically and financially too. Financially too. And are you excited? Are you excited? Show me some energy. Show me some energy. Get everyone ready. Tonight's talk is going to be a game changer for you. So, let's welcome our special guest, Meenakshi Verma.
Yo, I am so ready to unmask you all with you all. Thank you so much, Nilim, for inviting me on this platform and for allowing me a chance to serve everyone in this way. I mean, the goals that you have set, the mission that you have kept of, as you said, that along as I grow, I want people to grow as well, them to evolve as well. I mean, that is really beautiful. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to really inviting me on this platform. And let's create magic today.
Yes. We are very excited. We are very excited to see here. Okay, so let's start this journey of impacting lives positively. So the thing is like many people are little much aware of you. So let's start with your story. Like just tell me like what about you, what you do, how you help others. Yes, Meenakshi.
All right. So, first of all, hi everyone. I am Meenakshi Verma, and I help people come out of their traumas, be it emotionally, financially, psychologically, or otherwise, so that they can live a life full of potential. And this mission of mine did not begin just with me. It was not just my passion, I would say. Recently, I discovered that this journey began long back. I mean, I have some photos as well here, some books. So these are some of the books that I uncovered from my
Okay.
grandfather's treasures. And this
Oh,
book
wow.
is from 1800s. So this is just a
Oh,
book, a workbook, which talks about, personal influence and healing. And then there
okay.
are characteristics, how do you build your character, self-treatment. And this is how my journey actually began before the partition. So, to a little bit tell you about my backstory, it begins with my ancestors who were in the 1800s. And today I also came to know about that, they were the ones who could own Rolex at that time. And I was like, okay,
Oh,
fine. And these were the people who would, import books from outside, and they did a lot of things. And
okay.
this is something that, everybody around us as well is doing right now. This is the age of knowledge where people are really gaining a lot of knowledge. But then, what is missing? And this is what I discovered in my ancestral story as well. So these people could afford books, bringing books, importing books and everything. They could afford resources to create changes in their life. But despite everything, they were not able to implement these things. They had the knowledge, but the implementation part was not there. And because of this, and because, despite all the things that they had, they were still struggling with relationship challenges. They were still struggling with their self-image issues. They were still struggling with their health issues on a huge basis. And as the time passed by, they not only transferred their insecurities, their anxieties, and their low self esteem to the next generation, but they also transferred the traumas that were created out of their behaviors, interactions with one another, and their inability to communicate better with each other. And just like everyone, who is feeling and doing these things right now, we are confused, we are lost, and we are constantly trying to heal. So this is where I find this as powerful, that this tells a story that despite having so many resources, we lack that implementation part. And that is where we begin that downfall of, no matter how much strong of a generation we had. And this is what I found in my family. But this stopped with my mother. So she was the first member in my family who decided that this is not how things can go. Things should not be like this. And as she began her journey of healing and coming out of her traumas, this legacy was what was passed on to me, which I am carrying forward today. And I do consider this as a great privilege of mine, which I intend to use as a leverage so that I can serve society better. So, this is a background story of mine, and it begins not with me, as I said, with ancestors. And I really believe in, we talk about intergenerational trauma. So, I feel if that can happen, intergenerational healing can also happen. So, let it begin with you.
Wow, wow, wow. So inspiring, so inspiring. Like people have all the resources, but people lack the implementation part, and that is the biggest
Yes.
bottleneck like we have in our progress, in our growth. And the thing is like generally we used to hear that legacy means like suppose like my grandmother knows how to cook something very well or how to do things, then they pass on to the daughter or grandson. So that legacy goes on, but you
Yes.
are carrying a legacy of healing, and that is
Yes.
like that is the like truly awesome, that is a truly awesome. And I think in this world, like in this world, it is the most important thing most of the people need actually. And
Yes.
I am really blessed to have people like you in my talk show today. And I'm damn sure my audiences will also love this talk show. And someone is saying that to talk in Hindi also. Okay, okay, in between,
Okay.
like we'll do some Hindi conversation as well, but most of the time we'll talk in like English. Or okay, now you can find out, like you can find out the true meaning, because we are talking from heart to heart. So I think language is not a matter, audiences will understand it. Yes, as like you know that like people know that we are like the topic of today's discussion is about how we can take control of our self image,
Right.
and which will help us in having an unstoppable success. Unstoppable.
Yes.
So the thing is like, okay, just tell us like what is self image, and why does it play such a crucial role in our professional and as well as in our personal lives. Yes,
All right.
Meenakshi.
I think that's a beautiful question. और हिंदी इंग्लिश में दोनों में बात करते हुए इट्स लाइक ये जो सेल्फ इमेज होता है आपका इट्स लाइक एन एंकर बीइंग दिस इज व्हाट आई कॉल इट एज सो रिसेंटली आई वाज वाचिंग डेडपूल्स दिस movie that came in and it talked about anchor being. Anchor being is like that powerful being around which the entire universe exists, right? So we are like the core and the center of our universe. And we being the anchor being, एक ऐसा being जो अपने universe को hold कर रहा है, self-image matters a lot because self-image is actually about the mental image which you carry about your own self. So, you know, this is you, the center of the universe, और आपका जो mental image है अपने बारे में, that is what is self-image. And this self-image is created by many things. Your past experiences, your past interactions, your current interactions, and how you have grown over a period of time, what sorts of experiences you have had. So, you know, it's like कि आपके जिंदगी का हर एक incident is what accumulates over a period of time and gives you this database जहां से आप information draw करते हो अपने बारे में about who you are as a person, and that is what gets reflected out there. So, you know, this is what a self image is, in my opinion. And एज आई सेड किसी एंकर बीइंग का अगर सेल्फ इमेज के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं देन इट इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ योर एस्पेक्ट एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग एज अ कॉन्शियसनेस.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is very like in a simple manner you have explained the very complex things. Even for me also, it took long time to understand what is self-image or something like that. Thank you, thank you. And the thing is like in short form, like the mental image we
Yes.
have on ourselves, right? Many people think that,
Yes.
okay, no, I'm not good or something, but actually you may be not good in some sector, but you may be good in some other sectors, right? So the
Absolutely.
mental image actually we carry, and those things are like formed by many things. Yes, thank you for this beautiful like explanation of this topic. And okay, so the thing is like how does this like many people have this distorted self image, and they
Yes.
like hold back their careers or something like entrepreneurs, right? And they are not able to reach their full potential actually. So how does a distorted
Yes.
self image affect? Yeah.
All right. I think this again is a very important question, and I think I'll begin answering this question with the help of a case study. So, I talk about this case study actually in my book as well. I've dedicated one whole chapter to this case study. और इस case study को I've given the name the case of Gudiya. So what happened? A female, she's around in her mid age, and she came up with her relationship challenges. और जब हमने सेशन स्टार्ट किए बिकॉज माई वर्क इज बेस्ड ऑन वर्किंग ऑन द इनर चाइल्ड वूंड्स द इनर चाइल्ड ट्रॉमास दैट वी कैरी, क्योंकि मेरे अकॉर्डिंग ये होता है कि जैसे हमने पहले स्टार्टिंग में कहा कि we are an anchor being and every single event that has happened causes some or the other challenge in us. Like we take information outside and then we form an impression about how we behave and respond emotionally and otherwise to our surroundings. That creates a self-image. और इसका बहुत ज्यादा कनेक्शन होता है हमारे पास्ट से. So what happened? This person who came in to work on her relationships, and we sat down working with her different inner childs in different sessions. And in one of the most interesting sessions, what happened when we were working on that subconscious space, she actually went back and she discovered a 5-year-old inner child in her. This 5-year inner child was actually riding a red bicycle. And she said that I feel that I am extremely confident as a child. And this came as a shock to her. So she's like, I'm actually very confident here. And when I asked about the actual thing that, okay, when you were 5 years old, what happened? So she said, actually, I was a single child. So, being the eldest daughter, I was the single child at that point. My siblings were not born. So, it was like I own the house. This is the feeling that she got. I am the one who has this authority over the house, and I am the one. And over a period of time, we discovered that this child was not alone. There was also a ghost living inside. And this ghost of an inner child belonged to a schoolgirl, her impression of who she was when she started to go to school. So, here, let me give a background story. So, she had a childhood where she was living with her parents till the age of 5, but when she was 6, her sibling was born and she had to go to a different state to continue her studies. So, that created a separation in her, that she was separated from her family. She had to go live with someone else. And this created a shift between who she was, a confident child of 5 years old, and the difference between who she became as a school girl who's not confident, living in her grandparents' house where she has no control over anything. Right? So, this rift which was created is where we reached at this subconscious point. And she started to see the difference between this 5 year old inner child of hers and the school girl who was there, who was shy, always looking downwards, not confident enough to look up. And we discovered that this conflict which is there is actually creating a difference in her personality, because sometimes she feels that I'm confident, but other times she feels that no, I'm not confident enough because people are going to judge me. I am not the owner of the house. I am someone who's living at someone else's mercy. So these were the differences that were created by just one simple significant event, which was that she had to leave her house, go stay somewhere else. So the idea is, the reason why I shared this is, when we are talking about self image, it is not a one liner linear thing. It's possible that when we enter into that space, जब हम अपने दिमाग के अंदर घुसते हैं, तब हमें समझ में आता है कि oh my god, there are so many branches of this confidence or lack of confidence that we are showing. Ultimately, what happened, उस बच्चे को और उस स्कूल गर्ल को हमें मिलाना पड़ा, merging of the two. कि ये बच्चा जो कॉन्फिडेंट है और ये जो लड़की है जो स्कूल जा रही है, जो बहुत शाई है, शी इज नॉट एट ऑल फीलिंग हर सेल्फ, उन दोनों को हमें मिलाना था. And when this two merged in her mind space and consciousness, and then when she came out of that session, she was like, oh my god, I feel whole. I feel like a part of me has merged with me. And that is when she started to feel confidence. And that is how it grew. So basically, जब हम self image की बात करते हैं, it is again divided into the chronology. हम अलग अलग different ages में, so by Eric Erickson, एक psychologist है, उनके concept के according 8 developmental stages होते हैं. So in those different 8 developmental stages, हो सकता है हमारे साथ कुछ ऐसी घटनाएं घटी हों जहाँ पे हमें लगे कि break है. So maybe we were confident when we were children, but we are not confident when we were a college going student because of how we develop physically and otherwise. So again, these differences are there. So when you talk about distorted self image, yes, that distorted self image, I believe, exists in each and every one of us, because the different ages that we have lived through, we have not actually merged with all the differences that we have lived. तो इससे क्या होता है कि जो हमारा सेल्फ इमेज है वो भी ब्रोकन रहता है. सो समटाइम्स वी विल फील कॉन्फिडेंट, लेट्स से कि हम कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स हैं एंड हमारे फ्रेंड्स ने हमें बहुत ज्यादा प्रेज किया है, सो वी विल बी कॉन्फिडेंट. बट व्हेन वी मीट अ स्कूल स्कूल फ्रेंड्स, इट्स पॉसिबल कि वी माइट फील दैट ओके, आई एम नॉट सो कॉन्फिडेंट इनफ बिकॉज आई वाज बुलीड हियर. तो इसलिए हमारा वेरिएशन होता है बहुत ज्यादा टाइम. और जब हम बहुत बड़े हो जाते हैं, लेट्स से वी आर इन आवर 30s और 40s, दिस टेक्स अ टोल ऑन अस, बिकॉज इतने सारे डिस्ट्रॉटेड सेल्फ इमेजेस के साथ हमें समझ नहीं आता कि हम बेसिकली कौन है, एंड वी फील लॉस्ट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स. And when we are specifically talking about a distorted self image, yes, it creates a lot of anxiety. It can create depression. It can make you feel like I have lost my sense of life, my sense of purpose, and it really affects you. So again, एक anchor being को अगर अपने बारे में समझ नहीं आ रहा है, an anchor being is not able to relate to the self image that they had, so it's going to have a major impact on them. Like पूरी धरती हिल जाती है हमारी. But this is how it is. You know, the distorted self image, this is how it comes up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that is in various stages of our life. We have some
Yes,
images in our mind. Actually, that actually affects like
yes,
our like actions, the or the things that we want to do. Sometimes we feel confident or like some, but at the other time, like some image or past events comes into our mind. We feel that we are
yes,
not confident. Yes, yes, and because of this, like tension, anxiety. Yeah, so many like tension, anxiety is not only for like we like many like false beliefs we have, but low self-image or distorted self-image is
right.
another cause of this tension, anxiety. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, the tension, depression, conflict, confusion, loss of sense, sense of purpose and everything that we feel, it is actually a symptom. It's like a surface level symptom that you feel because of so many things that have happened in your life. When you actually start to decode, why am I feeling depressed? Why am I feeling this anxiety? It's possible you might find out that somewhere I am broken inside. We often use the phrase that, am I broken? So, what is that broken? That broken is a sense of our insides, our self image feeling that it is sliced into pieces. I cannot find my whole being. And that is where we begin our journey. We usually say that healing is a journey, it's a discovery, self awareness journey, discovering yourself. Healing is about that because you start discovering the broken parts of you and you start merging together. So it's like a discovery, journey, and healing. All of these come together.
Yes, yes, all of will come together. Right, right. So like so many dots we have to connect actually, right? Good, good.
Yes.
Acha, here I want to tell all my lovely audiences who are showing hearts and likes and giving comments in different platforms. I have a very special news for you that Meenakshi is so passionate about helping the people. She's so passionate about transforming the lives of people. She has she has come here with some beautiful things, and the beautiful thing is like she has come with some Diwali gifts for each and every one of you. But she has a small request for you. So she don't doesn't want to divert the topic. So she wants to actually reveal those beautiful things at the end of this session. So please stay tuned to the end of this talk show. You will be having some great, amazing Diwali bonus or Diwali gifts for you. Okay. Thank you, my audiences. Yes, Meenakshi, like some like the next thing, like I have like most of the people have this common thing actually. So I'm collecting these
Right.
things actually, the common people, the common misconceptions people have. So I want to address you because you are expert in this field. The next thing is like why do we often have more critical view of ourselves compared to
Right.
how others see us? Like how can we
Right.
begin to change this mindset or like whatever the things like? Yeah,
Right. All right. Here I want to ask you a question. So do you drive car? Do you
yeah, yeah,
drive?
yeah.
Yeah. So when you're driving on the road, what happens? Tell me exactly what happens when you're driving on the road and people are coming from all the sides. What do you feel?
Or like sometimes I said oh I may hit them or something like that. I stop the
Yes.
brake or like I push this horn, like press the
Horn,
button.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And constantly your mind is like, why don't they follow rules? Why don't they follow rules? Why can't they walk in their own lane? You know,
yeah, yeah,
so that
that also
I
comes.
can drive, right? So
yeah,
I was actually driving one day and I suddenly realized, and I was actually complaining, like funnily, jokingly, that, why are they are not walking this side? Why are they driving their scooter or scooties from this side? They should be on this side, that side. And I suddenly realized, I was with my mother and I realized, oh my God, do you see how our brains are like? It's like a machine which wants everything in order. So, as a human being, we are somewhere tuned to find order in the disorder. We are like constantly desiring order in everything. And as someone who is an evolving being, right from the very starting of our times, we have evolved over a period of time. And this evolution is something that we all crave for. Creation is something that we all crave for. If you see everything in nature, it's also growing towards something. It will never regress back into anything. It's like always ever growing. So, this is how human beings are naturally programmed to find order and to move towards growth, towards something which is better. We are always, iPhones, like iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 16 is coming. So, it's about growth, about evolution. And this, keeping this in mind, when we talk about ourselves, our mind is somewhere cognitively biased that I will see the flaws and everything in me. Okay, these are my flaws, I need to improve it. This should be the use of this faculty that we have. But when again there are different challenges that we have faced over a period of time, हमने बहुत सारी चीजें देखी हैं, बहुत सारे criticisms झेले हैं, judgments झेले हैं by our elders, by our parents, by the people that we look up to, or by our colleagues, by our friends, we get into this habit of fearing the judgments, fearing the abandonment, fearing rejections from people, क्योंकि ये हमारे साथ हुआ है कहीं ना कहीं. So as a defense, we develop this habit of being perfect. Like, I need to be perfect, I need to be competitive, I need to be always on the run because दूसरे आगे ना बढ़ जाए. So this becomes our focus over a period of time. और इस वजह से क्या होता है कि हम अपने आप को heavily criticize करते हैं, thinking that this negative criticism will give us the fuel or the boost to move forward. ये शायद एक पॉइंट पे काम करता है, but it doesn't always work with you, because over a period of time it's like you're constantly negating your possibilities, constantly demeaning yourself, constantly telling yourself, and this is something which is there out there. हम बोलते भी हैं कि हमने struggle नहीं किया. Like, I had one of my mentees who had a very good start, so her family was supportive and everything, and when she came into the sessions, her reasons was that, Meenakshi, I have not suffered much in life. So, I know that I'll not grow in life. And I was really shocked that why do you want to tell universe that bring suffering my way? This is not the way. And then there was another mentee who one day very disappointingly said this to me, that Meenakshi, you know what? I've been trying so many things, but I'm not able to do it. And I have always been highly competitive. And then she told this in the same sentence, that what, maybe I expect too much from myself and I need to give this habit up. And in that moment I suddenly realized that she's not competing with other people. And I told her that, you think that you compete with other people, but tell me, are you not comparing yourself with the past version of you, जो कभी किसी पॉइंट पे किसी ने अप्रूव कर दिया था कि अच्छा तुम बहुत ज्यादा वर्कोहॉलिक हो. Wow. So now you are actually in this moment when you're healing, you're comparing yourself to that workaholic self of yours and telling yourself that I am not good enough anymore. But now your priorities have changed. So now you have to change your concept of looking at yourself as well. So, yes, we are somewhere in a habit of criticizing ourselves, but we need to understand कि जब भी हम criticize कर रहे हैं, हम दूसरों से शायद नहीं करते हैं. हम अपने पास्ट वर्जन से करते हैं जो कभी किसी पॉइंट पे किसी ने अप्रूव किया था, बट दैट इज अ ट्रॉमा रिस्पॉन्स. So we need to get out of this mindset and somewhere start appraising and praising our efforts and checking on those milestones where we have progressed over a period of time, and also understanding कि if you are healing, then your priorities will also change. Now you will not remain a workaholic anymore क्योंकि इसी को तो छोड़ना था ना. So again, as you change over a period of time, you also need to shift your lens as to how your self-image will change and the needs, the values of your own self, your body, your cognitive senses will change over a period of time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Very powerful sharing. Yes, like our brains are like programmed like to do things like in some order, like, and that's
Yes.
actually sometimes actually good, and many times actually not good as well. And like because of that, like those negative, actually negative things, sometimes also that is good, many times it not works for, and why many times like it becomes habit, and anything becomes
Yes.
habit, like, yeah. And people
It's
they
like,
don't know that.
uh,
mm, yeah,
yes, it's like in that moment when let's say it's working for you because वो machine है. Let ये दिमाग जो है एक machine है. It will go on its way. We say ना we shouldn't be servant to this mind. This is our servant and we need to take responsibility for it and own up that okay I need to guide my brain rather than my brain guiding me. Because ये machine है अगर आप इस पे अपने आप को छोड़ दोगे then it will drive you crazy because it will do things according to itself. It will be like ऑब्सेस्ड हो जाएगा कि सारी चीजें ऑर्डर में होनी चाहिए परफेक्शनिज्म होना चाहिए और यही तो हमारी सोसाइटी में प्रॉब्लम्स हैं ओवर थिंकिंग परफेक्शनिज्म नॉट डूइंग थिंग्स बिकॉज यू आर नॉट रेडी फॉर इट हम लोग कल भी बात कर रहे थे कि यू जस्ट नीड टू बी ब्रेव एंड डू इट नॉट परफेक्ट
या एक्चुअली वही है, जो डेटाबेस जो बन जाता है ना, उस मैंने डेटाबेस को अगर जो पुराना या जो मैंने रॉन्ग डेटाबेस है, अगर उसको हम लोग किसी प्रकार से निकाल देते हैं और राइट डेटाबेस
यस
डाल देते हैं, नया सॉफ्टवेयर डाल देते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली इट विल
एग्जैक्टली
हेल्प us. And I think you do that thing
एग्जैक्टली
only, right? You install new
एग्जैक्टली
software, you remove the old viruses and all this.
यस
Good, good, good.
यस
And everywhere, like we like in computer, our brain is also something like computer, isn't it? Like
एग्जैक्टली सुपर कंप्यूटर
every, I think like my mentor has said, every year we need to upgrade our this software, like, isn't
यस
it?
यस यस
Mm.
वेरी ट्रू
And like so many people, like they have the potential, but they do not know how to upgrade, how to operate this software, and they die like without doing anything, like they die with this so much pain,
Yes.
challenges.
See,
Yes.
this is exactly what my ancestors did. They had all as the reason I told about the Rolex thing and everything is because to share that they had the resources. They even had the books, the means to do it. But then what went wrong? What went wrong in the journey? Why did still people get sick? Why did still people had, fallouts in their relationships? Why did they still have this ego challenges, ego problems, and self image issues? Why? They had the resources, they had the knowledge, they had the means, they had everything. Then what went wrong? You have to upgrade yourself. Like I say this even today, people come to me and they are like, Meenakshi, you're so lucky, now you don't have to do anything. You must be someone who is always happy. And I'm like, no, I'm not always perfect. I'm not always happy. I even share where I, fall out in relationships, where I go wrong in my decisions. I share it with my mentees to tell them that I'm not perfect. The only privilege that I have is I have someone in my family who is my mother. She's also a mother and a mentor for me. So for me, it's like I don't have to go somewhere. That's the only privilege that I have, that I have someone right there installed in my family who is always, looking at me and telling me when I'm going wrong. So I think recently only I realized this. And my mother, she was just observing me one day and she said, Meenakshi, let go of this ego. I'm like, what ego? I don't have any ego. And she's like, no, there is ego. Let go of this. Because until and unless you don't let go of this ego, there will not be a flow in your life. There will be not abundance. Because again, the resources that you have, the knowledge that you have, and everything that you have, you're still not at your best. You should be somewhere else by now, and you're still not doing your best. You're not unleashing your potential even now. So you need to let go of your ego so that there can be flow in life. So you see, I'm still work in progress. So it is
Yeah,
true when you say that we have to upgrade ourselves. Every single time we have to upgrade ourselves.
yeah, yeah. And here also you said a very beautiful thing, and I remind, like yesterday also we had like I had talked with another person, like we had talked about this mentor, and in your case, like you have this privilege of having your mom as a mentor, and but for
Yes.
many of the people, like actually they don't have mentor, like but they don't see and they don't feel that they should have, but it is very important
Yes.
to have
It's
someone
important.
who can guide you, like can you tell me about like the importance of mentor in this regard?
I'll
Yeah.
tell. I'll tell. Yes, I think when I was talking about my story, this part of my story is also very important. And this really establishes why mentors are important. So I hope everyone who's listening pay attention. So what happened in 2022, there was this challenge with my supervisor. So I am actually a research scholar, next PhD research scholar from one of the IITs. And I faced a challenge there where he had plagiarized my work, and I was facing this problem of not going ahead with it. I was like, if I'm going to let go of this, like, okay, this is something which is normal, let me normalize this, that every supervisor does, then I will not be actually true to myself. Because being a research scholar, being trained in those skills, and being told that you shouldn't plagiarize other people's work, I am actually going against myself. So that's where I took a decision and I decided, okay, you know what? I'll take the hard way, but I'll take the right way. I'll make sure that I am not giving up on my principles or values, because this is what I'm going to carry on my deathbed. On my deathbed, it will not matter that I'm Dr. Meenakshi Verma. What will matter is that I did not stand up for my words. So that happened, and I decided that okay, let me take a stand and let's go ahead. Let's see what happens. And when I took that decision, I had to let go of my PhD. I will never be able to publish the work that I had been doing because of the technicalities of that. And it was painful. It was really painful. In that moment, when I decided to let go of it, I was letting go of my research papers, everything that I had done in just one day. So one day I was like, okay, in comparison to my principles and values, it's fine, fine. You know what? I'll let go. It's okay. Let's see what else is possible. That day it was difficult, and I felt like everything that I worked on, everything is going by. And I remember I had walked up to the terrace and I was really crying. I was crying. I'm looking at the universe and I'm like, why? What is happening? And even in that moment, I remember that I had everything around me was falling apart, but inside me, there was something, some voice, that tiny voice that we talk about. It was like everything will fall into place. And it was shocking, it was inspiring, and I thought I'll analyze it later, but now let me just go through it. And later, when I actually analyzed it, I realized that all my life, my mother had been working on me. And I, being a resistant child, was like, why do I have to work on myself? There is nothing wrong in my family. But she, kept working on me over the years. And as she kept working, I was obviously refusing her. I was resisting her efforts and everything. But that day I realized that, whatever it is that I have done over a period of time, whatever it is that I've worked on myself over a period of time, not knowing what is the significance of it, that is something which is keeping me strong right now. So when everything around me is falling apart, my inner voice is actually positive. I don't have to listen to motivational videos to generate that positivity or optimism inside of me. I am consciously negative, but subconsciously I'm positive. And that was the day when I realized the importance of working on your mental health and emotional health. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like, you have been trained how to navigate your ship through the sea. And now that you are right in the middle of the storm and nobody can reach you, you are the one who will get yourself out because you already have the skills. And that was powerful. So I think this is the reason why two things. One, you do need a mentor. because they are the ones who are going to keep you on track, and they are the ones who are going to push you like a coach in a gym, that no matter how much you don't want to exercise, they will push you. And the second thing is, don't wait for a chaos or a problem to happen in your life. Please choose to heal before you are pushed, cornered by the external forces around you to heal. I mean, I still feel goosebumps that I had actually developed my that mindset before that incident had happened. And what if I had not prepared myself before? I would have actually gone into depression, but I did not. I remember after this, so this incident happened 31st of May 2022, and it happened. I think I was there slowly, gradually coming out of it. In 1 week or 2 weeks, I got out. I enrolled in many courses. I used all of my scholarship money. I used enroll myself in different courses, and that's how by December, I think by August, I had already got my first mentee, financed my skills out, and I still feel proud about it, that even though I will not never be able to publish any of my research papers, I converted all my knowledge into a business space, into a different module where I'm able to impact people's life actively rather than passively doing it through theories. So I think life will support you once you get out of it, but you need to first harness those skills, and a mentor can do that for you. So please don't shy away and back out from investing in a mentor. Please
Yeah,
take that
yeah.
chance.
Yes, yes, yes. So, like, how beautiful the things like you have shared your journey, and like, really, I got actually goosebump listening your story, and the things I see, it clicked to my mind, and like, I think everyone's of mind that while you are in deathbed, like you will not say
Yes,
that I am doctor or I am like engineer or someone like that. Like your values, like what you stand for, that
yes,
will actually matter, and
exactly.
the universe will talk about that thing, okay. And listening, and you listen to your tiny voice. And yes,
Yes,
sometimes like those tiny voice, actually we need to build a habit of listening those tiny voices, like no दिल का आवाज सुनो बोलते थे,
yes.
दिल का आवाज ये कभी झूठ नहीं
एग्जैक्टली exactly. और
बोलता।
पता है ये जो दिल की आवाज होती है ना, अक्सर हमारी नेगेटिव होती है। अगर हमारे
हम्म,
आसपास की चीजें सही होती है, समटाइम्स दिस नेगेटिव वॉइस इज व्हाट क्रिटिसाइजेस अस, जज अस in those over, makes us overthink about things ki, oh, if this happens what will you do, if that happens what will you do. And this is the difference when you don't heal and when you heal, when you work with a mentor, when you don't work with a mentor. Because mentor, अगर if I have to tell you the simple mechanics of how this thing works, it's like जो आपका जो inner voice होता है ना, उससे आपका mentor लड़ाई करता है और उसको एक तरह से educate करने की कोशिश करता है, उसको आपके frequency में लाने की कोशिश करता है, ताकि, और ये नहीं कि वो आपके खिलाफ है, ये है कि शायद वो बहुत ट्रॉमा में या बहुत सारी चीजें झेल चुका है. दिस इज वाई that tiny voice is trying to make you aware कि अच्छा चलो ये प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी तो तुम ऐसा करना. It's trying to prepare you, by the way. And when you actually come out of that fact कि अब trauma नहीं है, now you can actually spread your wings and fly. You can take opportunities, you can take risks in life. This is what a mentor helps you get at. Like, that inner voice, बच्चा निकलो अपने उस cocoon से and spread your wings and fly. And that empowerment that we talk about, that self inspiration that we talk about, you can't get it from a motivational video out there. You
true,
need to
true.
work with a mentor.
True, true. Motivation will come and go. Motivation come and go. But yes, mentor knows the things, like, and
Right.
like what he has already made the mistakes, and like when he
Exactly.
approach to someone, like he'll tell you don't do this but do these things, and you can save your years of time, and we don't have time.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. It saves
And
years.
yes, whenever we face any problem, like definitely one should go to a mentor, because like there is always answer, and somebody has the answer. The problems, there is
Yes.
no, like God will not give any problem that you don't have answer. There is always answer and
Yes.
someone. Yeah. has it? Yeah.
See, even when I was sharing my story, I said that after the 2, 3 weeks of being in that state, started investing in different courses. Why? Because I wanted mentors to help me create a business. I was good at my skill, but I was not good in business, which is what I needed to learn from other people who were doing it better than me. This is why I invested in different courses out there because I might be good in my skills of helping people out with their mindset, but I was not good in business. So see, even I invested somewhere. I invested in harnessing my skills as a businesswoman, which is important.
Yeah, and that's a self investment is the best investment. Like no government
Best.
policy, like no tax, like no this depreciation. It will only like appreciate. And
My
yeah,
mom
maybe
says, so my father has a habit of investing in stock market, and my mother, she always says that put money in different stock markets, but the best place that you can invest in as a share is you. So you are the best company that you can invest in.
yeah,
Best
yeah,
stock
truly,
market.
truly, truly, truly. I also like accept this. Yeah, agree to that. Yeah. So like Meenakshi, like nowadays like these things happen like for someone like who is successful professionally, okay, he may get some success, but he still feels some insecure, or he thinks or she may think that no, it's not enough. Like actually where do like these feelings stem from, like come from?
I'll begin with two of my case studies. So, one of the case studies is from a person who's earning in crores, right? So, when I sat with this person said that I have good self-image, and we were like, okay, fine, no worries. Let's see, what we discover when we go inside. And before doing that, by the way, I asked this person that tell me what is the area of your life that you wish to work on. So this person was like, what do you mean by area? So I shared that, see, according to me, there are four areas of life, that is relationship, career, health, and your life, the life that you live. So he's like, okay, I would like to work on my relationship. So I'm like, okay, fine, let's dig in. And we started the session, and gradually, as we were going through along the journey, we discovered that he had a child in him who is still in college, who is awkward in his looks, and he's the one who doesn't get the girl. He's someone who's always shy. He is someone who's always less confident, and he sees all his friends having beautiful girlfriends. Not to sound too sexist, but this is what he was expressing in that moment. That, every one of my friends, they had girlfriends, but I was the one who never had anyone because I did not look good enough. And even though at the age of 40 or 50, this person was dashing, this person was really handsome, he still carried that mental self image of a college boy. So a part of him has grown as a adult who is earning in crores, but there is still a self image which belongs to a college boy whose traumas have not been resolved. And this was the reason why he could never keep his relationships intact, because he always had this low self image in the relationship area, that no one is going to say yes to me. I would have to impress the girl a lot. I would have to do so many things to impress this person, and this was creating a problem. Along with that, there were other challenges as well. Like, he was someone who wanted to prove to his mother that I'm good enough, because he always saw his mother appreciating the elder child. So this was the dynamics, and he actually wanted to get that approval. And again, relationship challenges had many areas, but the self image part is where this belonged. This came up, that there is still a college boy feeling shy and awkward because of how he looked and how people saw him, as he did not have good money. He was someone who was poor, so no girl would come to him. And this is where again we needed to work on his self image. And when you resolve that, you actually start integrating. It's about that, self image that inner child carries unresolved, and you once you solve it, जब आप उसको एक बार रिजॉल्व कर लेते हो, वो आपके साथ मर्ज होके आपका प्रेजेंट का एक हिस्सा बन जाता है, एंड देन यू आर गुड टू गो. This is what healing is about. So this was one example. The second example I'll give you, I met a woman, and she was from Bangalore, and she was recently promoted to the position of a regional head. And she came in and told me that, Meenakshi, my supervisors have told me that you have to work on your self confidence, because now that you're getting this position, you need to really take command of things. You cannot have low confidence or low self image. So when you say this question that, we can just get a lot of money, and we can have a good position, and this will increase our self image, no. You can outshine with what you wear, you can increase your income, you can get a good position in society, but that does not mean that it will improve your self image, because that self image is a software. That software is what you need to work on. It doesn't require you to get a position, higher position. You need to work on that software, and once you do that, this inner world will automatically start impacting your outer world, because people will start observing, oh, you are looking actually confident, and that is your best asset. Anywhere, professional, personal, it's your best asset, because once a person sees you as confident, they start respecting you, which is important.
True, true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, confidence is like it's look. Actually, confidence is comes from inside, right? Inside. This is
Yes,
inside
absolutely.
thing, and yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And when we have like strong self-image or high self, then it will come naturally. Good one to know that. And like, there is there any some signs or that a person's self-image should need some attention or healings, like symptoms or signs that someone is not aware of that, but now, like after having this conversation, they can come to know about that. Like,
See, right now there is so much boom in the knowledge area that we are all talking about epigenetics. We are talking about neuroprogramming. We are talking about how your inner world again creates your outer world. You can talk about quantum science. You can talk about law of attraction. You can talk about power of the subconscious mind. In psychology, it has been since ages, when Sigmund Freud talked about your different psyches, like your consciousness, subconscious, unconscious, all of these states. Because conscious, and when you put it like this, is there a science behind it? We also have this book, Homo sapiens, which talks about the reptilian brain, the mammalian brain, the neocortex. And this neocortex, according to that, if we talk about this neocortex of us, which we call as the consciousness, it is relatively न्यू टू आर रेप्टिलियन ब्रेन. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि ये जो हमारा न्यू कॉर्टेक्स एरिया है, दिस इज न्यू, दिस इज समथिंग लाइक द सबकॉन्शियस, जो हम कहते हैं टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग है. और जो सबकॉन्शियस है, इट इज द वन विच इज अंडर द वाटर. इसको हम रेप्टिलियन पार्ट कहते हैं अपना, जहां से हमारे प्रिमिटिव इमोशंस आते हैं, लाइक फियर और प्लेजर. फियर इज द मोस्ट स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट वन, क्योंकि पुराने जमाने में, इन द ओल्डन केव एजेस में, फियर वाज द ड्राइविंग फोर्स टू सर्वाइव, जो कि बहुत स्ट्रांग था. आजकल एनिमल्स में भी हम यही देखते हैं, इट इज एक्सट्रीमली स्ट्रांग. बट ह्यूमंस के साथ क्या होता है, लाइक एनिमल्स के साथ ये चीज है कि वेन एवर दे आर अटैक्ड, यू माइट हैव नोटिस, दे जस्ट शेक देयर बॉडी. कुछ अगर हुआ तो देन दे शेक देयर बॉडी, एंड देन दे जस्ट गेट अप, एंड देन दे आर ओके. बट ह्यूमन बींग्स डोंट डू दैट. अगर उनके साथ कोई ट्रॉमा होता है, कोई घटना घटती है, दे आर नॉट एबल टू शेक दैट फीलिंग ऑफ. So that energy still remains in their body, suppressed, which is why it is important to take it out. So obviously there are many sciences which talk about this. There are many research papers, works that has been done on this. Many books have been written on this. But yes, every time we are growing and knowing more about it. So obviously चीजें हैं, but more than the knowledge, what is important is the implementation part, which is where we come in, the skill based things, where you have to work with a mentor, or again, um, अगर हम ये कहें कि हम अपने ऊपर वर्क कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, yes we can do it, but still I would in my professional opinion say that it is somewhere still limited. You can definitely work on yourself, but why do you need to work on yourself for 20 years, 30 years when you can actually sit with a mentor and do it in 2 months, 3 months? Like, I'll just give one more, concept here. This is something which I was again discussing with one of my mentees because she said that, I am someone who wants to be a leader, but I always find myself as a follower. तो हमने इस आइडिया को और एक्सप्लोर करने की कोशिश की, एंड देन वी रियलाइज that a leader is someone who does things many times and they need to have this confidence to embrace failures. क्योंकि हम जो लीडर्स जो है वो पहली बार कोई चीज करते हैं और वो फेल होते हैं, बार बार फेल होते हैं, और शायद एक बार they pass, which is why mentors are people who already know that we have failed these many ways. इन सारे रास्तों पे जाके हम फेल हो चुके हैं, तो ये पाथ जो है सक्सेस की तरफ ले जाएगा. So this is one thing, and then there is the follower part. Follower part में ये है कि आपको ऑब्जर्व करना होता है कि which technique will work for me, which thing will work for me, जो ट्रायल एंड एरर के साथ ही कहीं ना कहीं आता है. So go out there, choose your mentor, see which one works best for you, and don't stop until you find the right one for yourself. Because when you do that, let's say कि आप एक अच्छे पेंटर हो, बट आप एक अच्छे मेंटल कोच नहीं हो, तो why don't you just go to someone who can help you come out of those traumas so that you can focus and redirect all of your energy into painting or being a doctor. Because आप अपनी एनर्जी यहाँ सेव करके किसी और से वो एनर्जी बोरो करके अपने आप को एक हायर लेवल पे लेके जा रहे हो, वेयर यू कैन सर्व पीपल बेटर. So everything, every position has its own significance. And somewhere the message comes in that work with mentors in places where you are not an expert so that you can be better as an expert in your own field.
True, true, true to that. I totally agree because I have also taken this mentorship, and I know the importance.
Yes,
How important is like to have a mentor in our life, and yes, and nobody should shy away taking help from others. Like this is the biggest. Like I
no,
think is it a self-based issue? Like if I ask some help from others, then I will like I'll be
yes,
like my this reputation.
definitely. Definitely, it's a self-image issue. I would say
Yeah.
more, it's obviously a self-image issue where we are shying away from asking for help. And there is other thing as well. Sometimes when things don't go our way, let's say, you went to a mentor and it did not work out for you for some or the other reason, you feel demotivated. Don't do that. Don't do that. Even if you did not go to the right person, that wrong person is still your path towards the right future. So, keep on understanding and, finding out people who will work the best for you. Don't stop until you find that. Otherwise, what's the point? Today only I was reading this line that the best thing that you can do today in your life is be optimistic. Every time you hit a dead end, be optimistic, not wishful that मुझे कोई आके बचा लेगा. नहीं, you will have to get up and make your own efforts, but be optimistic that what else is possible. ठीक है, अभी इतनी सारी चीजें खराब हो गई, but then what else is possible? Because this world, ये जो world है which is not in order, it is in chaos, disorder, uncertainty. The most beautiful thing about this disorderly universe is there are possibilities. So please keep looking out for your evolution, for your perfection. But don't be perfect.
Yeah, that's true. And that optimistic, no, that's actually, yeah, either we operate in fear or either we operate in faith, and faith is something like optimistic. And truly, and yeah, those leaders, like those the people who move forward, they don't know the path like future, but they walk on their optimism, they walk on their faith, and
Yes.
they move ahead. And while I starting start at the start of my this podcast, so also I didn't know like to whom I will talk, but I moved on.
Exactly.
I continued this journey. Yes.
See, you are already here on your fourth episode.
Yeah. I'm optimistic person. Good, good.
Absolutely. Love that about you. And hats off.
Thank you. So like here we have already discussed the self-image problem, like what it can be. So it's like, can you share some practical tips or like some exercises that people can use daily to apply in their life so that they can
Right.
have a clear self-image? Yeah.
Right. All right. So the first thing that I would say, first of all, आप अगर Google पे जाके type करोगे, you will get n number of things like, mindfulness, meditation, journaling, and everything. But what you will not find there is what I'll share. एक चीज कि when you're journaling your thoughts, do active journaling. Now, what do I mean by active journaling is, let's say कि one day you're sitting down and you're writing down your feelings, emotions, and whatever it is that you're thinking. उसके साथ साथ maintain this for almost a week or a month or so, and then go back to it. Go back to the first page where you've written down your feelings, your thoughts of your first day, and then start analyzing कि क्या pattern है, what's the pattern which is common that I'm writing or feeling over this period of time. आखिर challenge क्या है, problem क्या है? Because Einstein once said that if I'm given 1 hour to solve a problem, then 55 minutes I will spend in understanding the problem and only 5 minutes in solving the problem. So use that in your life as well. When you're journaling, don't just write and throw it away. Use that data for your benefit. Try to understand what is the pattern, figure out the pattern, and the repetitions that you're doing in life, because that will give you an idea what type of a pattern are you following in life. Are you following the pattern of bad relationships? Are you following the pattern of not respecting yourself? Are you following the pattern of low self-esteem in specific places, let's say your business life or your professional life, personal life? What is it? And once you understand that, maybe then you can start hunting for different mentors who can help you do better in that area. Because it's about changing, converting your weaknesses into your strengths. So, this is one thing that I would say, active journaling. The second thing that I would say is you need to, we often talk about mirror exercises. So, mirror exercises, though they can be powerful, but sometimes they are not as powerful as many other people claim it to be. And uska reason ye hai ki, let's say you're looking into the mirror and you say the affirmations that we repeat, that, you know what, I'm beautiful. When you're saying that, or in that few seconds, अंदर से एक आवाज आती है, कहा, right? It's like you're saying the affirmation, but then for those nanoseconds there is a voice where, because the mind looks for it, the flaws, the things, kaha, and that takes you off, and then you're like, you deny that voice, you suppress that voice, and you're like, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful. But understand, suppressing that inner voice is not going to help you out. This is why बहुत दिन कोशिश करने के बाद लोग बोलते हैं कि एफर्मेशंस वर्क नहीं करते या मेडिटेशन वर्क नहीं करता. You need to understand where and how you need to use those things. So when you're practicing that mirror practice, पहली चीज आप mirror exercise को use करो ये समझने में कि where is the gap. I mean, you are trying to tell yourself that I'm beautiful, but there is a voice inside of you telling, kaha, where? So address that conflict with your own self. Again, if you feel you are not able to do it at your level, go to a mentor. Please don't stall that. Go to a mentor, get that thing resolved. क्योंकि जैसे हमने, where I talk about the case of Gudiya. So this was the challenge. At few times she felt confident, but the other times she did not. In all the case studies, I guess what I have mentioned, वहाँ पे सबके अंदर एक confident self था, एक less confident self था. Because there was no connection, communication between these two different parts that exist in different consciousness spaces inside of us only. तो ये जो splits है इनको merge करना जरूरी है. तो अगर आप भी ये mirror exercise use करते हो, use it for understanding where is the gap first. And I think this will help you get to a better level of awareness. So I think this will help a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people. And these are the two things that I have for you.
Yes, really, like these two things. Na, I think it's $1 million. Like these tips you
Yes.
have shared. I think is this a Diwali gift that you are going to share, or like is there something else? Oh, like
Let's see. Let's see कितना सर्व
oh,
कर सकते हैं यूनिवर्स को.
no, no, this really these two tips. Like I want to like repeat to the audiences like Meenakshi has given very powerful tip or exercise that you can apply. One is like active journaling. So like you write the things about your things daily basis, and you check those things after say 1 month or some days, and you see the pattern, like what type of things actually you are talking about or writing about. Like is this about relationship, or is this like your whatever, like your mindset or business, or like whatever the things, you will understand your pattern. And that thing actually like it's why you are writing, because something is happening in your life or whatever the things that will give you a hint, is it? That's what you're saying, right,
Yes,
Meenakshi?
yes, yes. Because it's important for you to understand what
Yeah.
is it that you are asking for. जैसे हम relationship tips जब देते हैं हम बोलते हैं ना कि listen to what your partner is saying. Just like that, listen to what you are trying to tell yourself. It goes
Mm,
with the active journaling and with the mirror. Same thing. Listen to your inner voice because your inner voice is going to live with you right from when you're born till your death. तो इसके साथ ही जिंदगी भर रहना है, जन्मों जन्मों का रिश्ता है इससे. सो प्लीज improve your relationship with yourself. Listen to what it is saying and then provide it the need. जो उसकी
mm.
जरूरत है उसको वो चीज प्रोवाइड करिए. देन सी कि आपका सेल्फ ना कैसे आपको ऊपर पहुंचाता है.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love this. I love this. I think our audiences also. Yeah, yeah. Someone is writing. You are simply amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mala, Mala has written it. Thank you for your love and these blessings. Yeah, because of your good message, we get inspired. We get energy. Yeah, thank you. Yes, yes. So, yeah, Meenakshi, you have written a book also, like Unmasked
Yeah.
to Evolve. I like, can you show your book,
Yes.
and like what is the book about?
Absolutely. So first of all, ये book का जो cover है इतना rugged हो चुका है because I've used it a lot. So please
Yeah.
excuse this. So this is the book cover. This is the book which is coming up in November. And in this book, I have written this down with a lot of passion. इसको लिखने में 2 साल लगा, but I think it has taken years of experience and not just my experience, but the experience of 67 different mentees of mine. And along with it, the 45 years of legacy that I carry of my family, I think that everything has led to this moment जहाँ पे ये book finally complete हुई है. And in this book, I basically talk about your inner child wounds, how you need to understand your inner child. I have tried to give as many case studies as possible जो normal जिंदगी से related trauma से हो. By the way, I don't call trauma. I call it a spiritual crisis. So ये चीज because trauma is an opportunity. You know, I like the word spiritual crisis because वो एक पॉइंट है जहां पे चीजें बिगड़ती भी हैं पर वो एक ऐसा पॉइंट है जहां पे पॉसिबिलिटीज भी हैं. So this is what trauma is all about. It's a spiritual crisis from where either you will remain in that swamp or you will make a decision and come out of it. So that is there. Apart from it, inner child wound. आप कैसे inner child wound से निकल सकते हो. आपका जो इमोशनल हेल्थ है वो ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम कैसे फिजिकल हेल्थ में कन्वर्ट होता है. जैसे कि जो हम डिजीजेस बोलते हैं, द साइकोसोमैटिक डिजीजेस दैट वी टॉक अबाउट, आई टॉक अबाउट दिस इन दिस बुक कि कैसे इमोशनल चैलेंजेस कन्वर्ट होते हैं हमारे फिजिकल डिजीज में. लाइक वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल्स इज acidity is something which is very common in people. So acidity is actually an emotional problem at its core, because acidity is where you're feeling not comfortable with yourself, not comfortable with who you are or how people are treating you. हम बोलते हैं ना acidic चीजें हैं मन में, जैसे वो एक तरह से जहर घुला हुआ है. So that acid is sometimes that fear or that anger which you are carrying, जो शायद स्टार्टिंग में अगर एड्रेस कर दिए होते तो शायद ये जो फिजिकल disease dis-ease है वो क्रिएट नहीं होता. So this is what I talk about. I talk about how dreams can be used as a tool for you to again understand what is going on in your head. I talk about this emotional healing journey, the transformation journey, how it looks like. So all of these is something which I have tried to compile in this book. And yeah, so this is like unmask from your trauma and evolve to a better version of you. I think you're on
Oh,
mute.
oh yeah, yeah. Can you
Yeah,
show
yeah.
the book? Yeah,
Yeah,
cover,
yeah.
cover. Yeah. Please note down unmasked. Oh, it's lovely, lovely. I love this heading and this thing, name. Oh, unmasked. Yeah, we everyone should unmask ourselves in order to evolve. That is the big message
Exactly.
Meenakshi wants to convey through her book, and I think this book will help millions of people over the world. She is
I
like,
really hope.
yeah, yeah, it will have. And she has done the case studies of 67 different case studies, and those are real case studies. And I,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And I like once somewhere I read that like reading a book is like reading our own journey. Like at what stage we
Yes.
are. Like definitely, who are like looking to get some insights or that you must definitely this read this book. And I wish you all the best. And like
Thank you so
here,
much.
yeah. Yeah. And before we are almost at the end of this podcast. We wanted to talk more and more things, but okay. But anyway, we are nearing to completion. One question actually someone has asked me, so I wanted
Sure.
to ask the question, get the answer from the mouth of expert itself. Like some professionals think that having a high self image means being overly confident or someone arrogant. Is that a myth,
Hmm.
or like what is the difference between healthy self esteem and arrogance?
All right. I think that's a beautiful question because both of them can be sometimes confused with one another, but it is not. Arrogance wo hota hai. Okay, I think I'll give you an example of a real life example. So I went to an event and there we met a very famous person who was a billionaire and he's well known across the world, internationally known. And what happened was during the sessions, he was actually abusive with people. He was someone who had that sense of entitlement that, I am the one who is in this room. So you better don't get up from there. You better don't move from this place. You better not enter the room late. And this was the attitude this person was carrying. And what happened was that every one of us realized that inflated self image that he had, inflated, not a healthy self image, but an inflated self image. And that made us feel repulsive towards it. The second thing was that, being in that place and considering that I am someone who is significant, communicated that this person is somewhere demanding that validation. I have done so many things, I've achieved so many things in my life that you better pay respects to me. So this demanding nature, this inflated self image that this person carried was arrogance. And I think sometimes we also show that. एंड आई थिंक उसके अपार्ट जो एक एग्जाम्पल है वो होगा शायद टाटा जी का. आई मीन द वे ही वॉज, द वे ही हैज लिव्ड हिज लाइफ, the character that he has built. I mean, we all saw how people around the world, around India, came together to pay their respects for the final pass. और उसमें आई थिंक वी रियलाइज कि कितना एक हेल्दी सिंपल सेल्फ इमेज उनका था. ऑब्वियसली उनके लाइफ में भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो उन्होंने देखी, जो ऑब्स्टैकल्स थे. वी ऑल नो अबाउट द डिफरेंट स्टोरीज. पर उसमें ये था कि ही वॉज रियली देयर विथ हिमसेल्फ, ही वॉज रियली कनेक्टेड टू हिमसेल्फ. और अगर हम एक हेल्दी सेल्फ इमेज की बात करें तो उसमें होता है कि हम सेल्फ एक्सेप्ट करें. Like, it's okay, I made a mistake, I own my mistakes up, and I learn from people, empty my cups. Even though I am an expert, I'm still emptying my cup and I'm ready to learn from people around me. Doesn't matter unki age kya hai, doesn't matter unka experience kya hai. Maybe a small child can teach me something and I should be ready to learn from that, because it shouldn't carry any threat to me कि अरे मैं एक्सपर्ट हूँ, मुझे कैसे कोई बच्चा सिखा के चला जाएगा. You should not have that. When you are somewhere in that space ki jahan pe you have empathy, you have respect, you create healthy boundaries with the people around you irrespective of their age, that gives you a good self image. Because I remember ye jo event pe hum gaye the, the sponsor very shockingly said कि you know ये जो इंसान है ये आपके grandfather के age के, so forgive him. I think the person should have not done this. It, you know, that age doesn't give you the certificate कि आप किसी भी तरह से behave करो किसी के साथ. So I think that message should not go out there. You should carry that self-image, healthy self-image for yourself, and that doesn't include you having ego. That doesn't include you having that inflated sense of self. That doesn't include you feeling like, okay, अब तो मैंने कुछ achieve कर लिया ना life में. Now everybody should respect me, because that is coming from अगेन अ ट्रॉमा. क्यों ना बचपन में शायद रिस्पेक्ट नहीं मिला था, बचपन में शायद रिजेक्ट किया गया था या अबैंडन किया गया था. सो दिस इज वेयर यू आर लुकिंग आउट फॉर रिस्पेक्ट फ्रॉम पीपल, लाइक यू नीड टू गिव इट टू मी एंड इट्स नॉट फ्लोइंग टू यू, यू हैव टू स्नैच इट फ्रॉम पीपल. सो द मिनट यू अंडरस्टैंड कि यू आर स्नैचिंग थिंग्स फ्रॉम पीपल, समझ जाओ कि यू नो यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन योरसेल्फ. सो आई थिंक दिस इज द डिफरेंस हाउ आई वुड
Yeah,
merge
yeah.
it.
So beautifully explained. That means you, if you are trying to snatch something from others, means like you have
Yes,
those lackings or like in your past life or something like that.
exactly.
And there is a signal. Universe always gives some signal to work
Yes,
on yourself and
exactly.
identify that signal. And most of the times, you cannot you will not be able to solve, like it will, or it may take some time. But in order to reduce your time, go to a mentor who has the proper
Yes,
yes, guidance and systems. Yeah. Oh wow, so many things you have shared, Meenakshi, and yeah, so I see so many people are still watching this talk show, but
wonderful.
here, so like Meenakshi, can you? Yeah, we are very like waiting for your lovely gifts. Can you tell now? Reveal
All
the
right.
secret.
All
Yeah.
right. So now is the time where we share how we serve you more. So
Mm.
here is the gift for everyone. So this is the first platform where I'm actually announcing the pre-launch of my book, which is coming
Oh,
up
wow.
in November. And to somewhere celebrate this moment and also give you the gifts in the form of knowledge that we have tried to compile in this book, we are giving you a pre book launch offer जिसमें हम बहुत amazing price में, according to me, we are trying to give you as much value as possible. उसमें ये है कि we will be giving you a copy of our book, a signed copy if you will be willing to take it, obviously, a signed
Wow.
copy of the book. Second thing, you would get a chance to sit one on one with me personally to work on your challenges and to see कि क्या चीजें हैं जो trouble कर रही हैं. So a one on one discovery call, it's complimentary, free hai, where you can sit with me, we'll sit together, we'll do that, and at the end of it you will also get a report of our talk जो हमने बातें की, what are the challenges that you're facing, where it is that you want to go. So a detailed report of it is something which you'll get. And apart from it, you will also get a chance to get a lifetime access to a group of mine which I've created with a lot of passion and a lot of effort over these 2 years, which we call as conscious seekers, जहां हम कोशिश करते हैं to add value to you every single day. It's like, you know, every time I sit with a person, I get an insight, I message there, so that
Wow.
you know the people who are there in the group can actually get benefited from someone else's learnings. So this is the philosophy behind creating that group, and you will get full access to it lifetime in that group until you leave me. I will be holding your hand in that group. So the offers are, the pre-book launch is there. You will get an amazing price. The second thing is you will get a chance to sit with me one on one. The next offer is that, you know, bonuses. There are three bonuses. So one is one on one discovery call, the report, the detailed report of it, and the third is where you will get a lifetime access to our group that we call as Conscious Seekers. And the
Wow.
pre-book launch, offer is. So I would ask you to guess. But the thing is, let me share,
Yeah,
respecting
yeah,
your times as well. So
yeah.
this is coming up at 4.99 right now. The book cost would be somewhere around 9.50, but right now we are selling it out at 4.99, where you're getting all the three bonuses along with the signed copy. With it comes in November, so you'll be the first ones to get the copy of the book.
थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू मीनाक्षी आज तो दिवाली तो स्टार्ट हो ही गया लगता है इतना सारा बोनसेस इतना सारा गिफ्ट लेके आए
I
हो
really
सो
hope कि
मेनी
जैसे हम
अमेजिंग थिंग्स
दिवाली
लाइक
में I really hope कि जैसे हम दिवाली पे घर की सफाई करते हैं, everybody gets a look, a chance to increase their self-awareness by cleaning this conscious space so that they can start adding value to other people through their expertise. I really wish that. I really wish everyone a very happy Diwali.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Meenakshi. And let me again repeat, like what you will get from Meenakshi is like she is launching her book. Today, like you can connect with me and or with her. She is
Yes,
giving her book, which is worth of 950. You will get 499 rupees, and you will have
yes,
a free. You'll have a free one-on-one call session because you are watching this live podcast, and she's doing absolutely free for you, so that you get ahead in your life and become unstoppable person in your life.
yes.
And the third thing is like she's
Free
the third,
access. A
free
detailed
access.
report.
Yeah, yeah, with
Yes,
detailed reports. She has an amazing community where she shares her insight tips, and also you'll get a lifetime access, and this is what of
yes.
I it's no value those
You
value.
can't put a value to it, to be
Yeah, yeah,
honest.
yeah. Transformation has no value. Yeah. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Yes.
And before ending this lovely session, inspiring session, like what is the one message that you want to pass on to our beautiful audience who are listening very patiently for a long time?
First of all, I would quickly like to thank you
Yeah.
personally and other from the behalf of the audience as well, because you decided to have the courage to get on this platform, create this platform for all of us to connect and share the ideas, serve one another, and really receive from the universe the answers that I guess most of the people were looking for. So thank you so much, Nilim, for your efforts, for your time, and for your ideas, and for having the courage to take action. So thank you so much for that. And now, the one message that I would like to give: be like Nilim. Take action. Don't be perfect, be brave. That
Yeah.
and and along with it, I want to say, let go of your ego. That is one message that I am also working on. Let go of your egos, let go of your feelings of being a perfectionist, and allow flow and abundance to get into your life. Because creation is all about flow, success is all about flow, abundance is all about flow. तो अगर आप flow को खोज रहे हो, अपने सारे limits को निकालो बाहर, let go of that ego, let go of that defense, and trust someone. Have the courage to trust someone, have the courage to take actions. And I repeat, like Nilim here, because he has done a wonderful job, and I'm
Thank you.
looking forward to many, 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 many more successful podcast series from you, because I get a lot of knowledge. All the series that you have done so far with Nikita, with Sharon, with Umesh, truly amazing. Thank you so much for this,
Thank you.
Nilim.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And wishing you a very happy Diwali to you, to your
Yes.
family, to your all the beautiful mentees. Thank you so much, Meenakshi. Thank you so much. Yes. Bye bye. Bye bye. Good night to everyone.